Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. Again, today we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Dharma Sansthan. And today we are going to talk about the chapter 33 from the Sunder Kand. It's about the significance of Hanuman's entry into Ravana's court and his bold demeanor. So, what is the significance? Jai Gurudev, yes, Hanuman enters Ravana's court unafraid with glowing wisdom and unwavering strength. His calm courage reflects the result of a deep meditative state. In Art of Living, we cultivate such fearlessness through Sudarshan Kriya and Sahat Samadhi meditation. Hanuman doesn't react with ego. Instead, he acts from purpose and dharma. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji often reminds us true strength is in stillness. When we regularly chant the Hanuman Chalisa or participate in Anjaneya Homam, we invoke that same inner resolve, helping us face life's as Ravanas, be it difficult bosses, crises, and inner negativity with grace and wisdom. What does Hanuman tell Ravana, and how is this a message for modern leadership? Hanuman tells Ravana, return Sita and live, oppose Rama and perish. He delivers it with this with clarity, not hostility. It's the voice of Dharma. Ravana is intoxicated by ego and lust. Hanuman is anchored in seva and truth. The Vedic wisdom teaches that destructive leadership crumbles while righteous surrender leads to harmony. Similarly, Anjaneya Homam aligns their intentions with divine will. In Vedic practices like Trikal Sandhya and Gayatri Japa, leaders are trained to listen inwardly, as Gurudev says. A true leader is one who is centered. This dialogue is a master class in righteous communication. How do the verses describe Ravana's response and what does it reflect spiritually? Yes, Ravana mocks Hanuman and denies Ram's supremacy. His refusal reflects arrogance and delusion clouding his intellect. What we call Rajasic ego, Hanuman remains composed when we face rejection or ignorance in life. So Darshan Kriya helps us release agitation and maintain equanimity. Gurudev says the more centered you are, the more powerful your words become. Ravana's derision contrasts Hanuman's restraint. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa daily dissolves ego and invokes Viveka or discrimination. Just as Hanuman's words serve as a mirror to Ravana's downfall, spiritual clarity always precedes external victory. What inner transformation does this episode encourage in a seeker? Yes, this dialogue inspires seekers to become like Hanumana, truthful, fearless, and free from personal agenda. Ravana's code is symbolic of our inner courtroom, where desires and wisdom clash. Through practices like Upanayanam and daily Sandhya Vandanam, we discipline our senses and intellect. Anjaneya Homam especially strengthens our Sankalpa Shakti or resolve. Gurudev's wisdom guides us. Do not resist evil with evil, rise above it with light. This chapter teaches us that through dharmic speech and spiritual practice, we can awaken others or at least stand firm in truth regardless of their reaction. How do Art of Living courses relate to the confidence Hanuman shows here? Hanuman's confidence stems from surrender to Lord Rama. He has no self doubt because he is not acting for himself. In the Art of Living Happiness program or Yes Plus programs, participants experience a similar shift from fear to faith through Sudarshan Kriya and guided wisdom. When ego drops, energy rises. Hanuman's courage becomes accessible to anyone who deepens their breath, anchors their mind, and connects to higher purpose. Gurudev often says, you gain confidence not by fighting fear, but by increasing your prana. That's exactly what Hanuman demonstrates in his divine dialogue, in this divine dialogue. How do these verses highlight Hanuman's purpose and detachment? Hanuman says he is merely a servant of Rama with no agenda. His mission is to warn and give Ravana a chance. This shows supreme detachment and devotion or Nishkam Seva. In Vedic rituals like Agni Karam, we offer every action to the divine, just like Hanuman does. Participating in Anjaneya Homam or chanting Hanuman Chalisa regularly reminds us to act from that same selflessness. Gurudev emphasizes that real detachment is not disinterest, but deep connection without possession. That's exactly what Hanuman models in these verses, committed action without craving for result. How does this encounter foreshadow Ravana's downfall and what does it teach modern readers? Hanuman gives Ravana one last chance. This moment is charged with grace, yet Ravana is blind to it. We often ignore such warnings in life, from health, relationships, or conscience. The Hanuman Chalisa reminds us, Bhoot Pisach Nikat Nahi Aave. Negativity cannot stand near Hanuman's aura. When we engage in sadhana, we become sensitive to grace and aware of consequences. Gurudev teaches that every moment is a chance to choose wisdom over impulse. Ravana ignores that choice and seals his fate for us. Regular Kriya and Seva open our inner ears to the divine counsel within. What is the role of devotion and clarity in this moment of confrontation? Hanuman's strength is not from arrogance but unwavering devotion or bhakti. In Vedic Dharma, clarity is seen as a fruit of tapasya and devotion. Chanting the Hanuman Chalisa, especially on Tuesdays or during Navratri, strengthens the intellect and purifies the mind. In this confrontation, Hanuman shows us how a devotee can be firm without being violent, sharp without being cruel, and participating in Anjaneya Homam during difficult life decisions helps us access such clarity. Gurudev says, when your heart is pure, your words carry the power of the universe. Hanuman exemplifies that here. And how does this chapter integrate Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga? Hanuman serves Rama Bhakti and acts decisively or Karma Yoga. He is fearless not because he believes in himself, but because he is surrendered. In art of living, Seva, Sadhana, and Satsang align our head, heart, and hands. Just like Hanumana, Padma Sadhana prepares the body, while Sudarshan Priya refines the breath and Seva dissolves ego. While Ravana insults him, Hanumana is unaffected because his identity is rooted in service. Gurudev says, when your actions come from love and your silence from strength, you are invincible. This scene is a timeless teaching of that harmony. What final spiritual takeaway does this dialogue with Ravana offer to seekers today? This chapter teaches us to speak truth fearlessly, act from dharma, and remain unattached to outcome. Hanuman becomes the voice of divine conscience in Ravana's code in daily life. That conscience awakens through rituals like Sandhya Vandanam, Gayatri Japa, and meditative silence, chanting Hanuman Chalisa, and engaging in Anjaneya Homam empowers our inner Hanuman. Gurudev concludes, when you walk with truth, nature supports you. When you oppose it, you lose everything, even power and wealth. Hanuman warns, Ravana ignores. This is the fork in the road for every seeker, grace or downfall, Jagadev.